Northwood Elementary School is in the first semester of its third year, and Lisa Campbell, who has been the school's only principal, said opening a new school is never easy. New teachers, new students, and a new building all make for a rather large unknown. But over the past few years, her staff has worked tirelessly to make sure they are providing a holistic education for all of Northwood's students, no matter their academic level. Last month, the school learned it had received an A grade in the state's new scoring system, making it one of only 2 schools in the district to receive the highest grade possible.
In the past, our API was figured on our reading and math scores. And so this grade was figured on all of the state testing scores. And so that was a little bit of a difference, made us a little nervous. And I think you're always nervous when you don't know what the end result is going to be. We were excited to be an A, but at the same time, it's a standard that's hard to keep up.
Campbell credited the cooperative spirit among staff as one of the key reasons for high performance, and said teachers and staff work closely with one another to provide a struggling student with whatever he or she needs.
We meet a couple of times a month, and we call them student intervention teams. And we look for kids who are struggling, and we look to see, okay, what is the gap there? And we talk about them all the time, and we're constantly going back to that data, and so I think that helps us. And we're not the best school. There's lots of great schools and there's lots of great teachers, and we're not afraid to call a colleague at a different school and say, okay, what are you doing about that? Because it's not working here. We spend a lot of time in data here. When we get our test scores back, we go through them and we say, okay, this particular child is low in this area. Last year we had a situation where our 5th graders really didn't give enough effort a lot of times. And so we got to the point where every test they took, I looked at.
Taking the data and identifying areas of weakness is the first step at Northwood, which is followed by a plan of attack to work with kids. For example, if a child struggles with reading, the school will find a variety of ways to give that child extra attention.
We had intervention groups for reading, for math, all different kinds of things. We had teachers that on their plan time would work with kids on multiplication facts. We had older age kids that would come down and work with children during our intervention time. We have mentors that come in from the community that help. We just have all kinds of things that we do to help with the areas. One of the things that we're starting to see more and more of now is the ELL population. And that's a new thing that we're trying to have to work on that is going to, that we're going to have to help with.
We have mentors that come in and work with the children as well, and then we have other students that work with younger students to help them in their reading as well. We do it with the dibbles, and then we look at their OCCT scores, and we make specific groups for the areas that they're weak in. One thing that we do here is we try to look at each child individually, and if there is an area that they're weak in, we remediate that, not just as a group, but sometimes even one-on-one.
Individualized attention for students is not always easy, especially when resources can be a challenge. But part of Northwood's A grade comes from a healthy amount of community involvement. Receiving the A grade put Northwood in the top 9% of all Oklahoma schools, and teachers said it was a recognition that followed a lot of hard work.
I think it's really, it's really been, kind of a pride booster for us for sure, because we work hard from the second we hit the door to the second that we leave. And there's a lot of things that we even take home, and we do on the weekend. We feel like we work really hard every day to teach the whole kid. So it's not necessarily just an academic thing, it's an emotional thing. We're here to support each kid, and each kid needs something different. So each kid that walks into our classroom door, they're not all the same kid. We've got kids that come from all walks of life who have, just basic needs that need to be met, or an academic need that needs to be met, or a social need that needs to be met. So it's really important that, we're always on our game, and we're always on the top of our game trying to figure out, exactly what makes each kid want to be driven to learn.
Yeah.